Welcome everyone to Merkaba Energy Healing. So today we are connecting in with Spirit, asking for messages for your week ahead, for the week ahead. And as always, we have 3 piles. Pile number 1 with message number 1. Card number 45, Repairing the Veil. Repairing the Veil. And it is paired with the rhodochrosite stone. If you see any black specks on my hands, that's again from Palo Santo. Sorry about that. Card number 2, message number 2, we have number 7, Covenant. And it's paired with this raw clear quartz. And then pile number 3 with message number 3 is card number 63, Winter's Dream. Winter's Dream. It's paired with this amethyst pyramid. So just take a deep breath, ask your higher guidance, your higher self, what message is most accurate and important for me to know about this week. And you can go to the timestamps below for the pile that you choose, and I will see you at your reading. Welcome, group number 1. Thank you so much for being here for this reading. We are asking Spirit about your week ahead, asking to provide the highest and best messages for all of you and all involved. So let's begin. Okay, so you chose Repairing the Veil, Forgiveness, number 9. I'm hearing closeouts and returns. Closeouts and returns. So with these DNA strands, they're showing these to me as X's. So there are some relationships that are closing out at this time. And I'm hearing the word grief, that there is going to be some possible experience of grief in letting these situations or people go. But you know in your heart when it is correct, and Spirit is asking you to please trust your heart, because your heart always knows best. Your heart always knows best. Now, there are also people returning, and this is not actually unusual given this time of the year. If you're watching in real time, in July 2025, we have Mercury in retrograde forthcoming. And so it's not unusual for people to return. They're showing actually people returning and patterns returning, okay? So we're first going to talk about the people returning. And this is an opportunity for forgiveness. This is an opportunity for forgiveness, to allow your heart to finally be at rest with circumstances or challenges that have been, like they're showing me someone in bed and stirring. Hang on, you guys, my cat needs help. Hold on. Okay, I'm so sorry. My cat had her nail stuck in something. Okay, maybe there's something about that. I always find it unusual when things in the environment occur during my reading. Maybe I was supposed to bring some levity to this reading, okay? Maybe there's something about these people who are returning that feels heavy, and I feel like Spirit is saying to maybe bring a bit of a spark of levity, of lightness to it, where it really doesn't have to be this weighty. And so there might be someone coming back, or they're also saying you might be approaching someone for forgiveness. So repairing the veil is about a two-way street. It's about really understanding that forgiveness involves both people. And you could be somebody who did harm to someone or hurt someone's feelings. I mean, we're all human, that happens. And this is about extending, an olive branch to somebody, extending a kind word, and not expecting anything in return. just knowing that for your own evolution as a soul, as a human being, giving people the opportunity to forgive us, giving the opportunity for ourselves to forgive ourselves is vital. It's not always about other people coming in because they did something wrong. So there's something about that. They're showing these DNA strands to me also as infinity signs, right? Which is about as within, so without, right? So the world can reflect aspects of our experience. And so when we are not forgiving ourselves, it can be very hard to look upon the world with lightness, with joy, with playfulness, like I just experienced with my girl just there. And so remember that it is important to take time to nourish the self and to forgive the self. So at the end here, there's this bow, and I feel like they're showing this to me as like a wound being healed, right? So that by the end of the week, it's going to feel like a relief, like almost like you've been gifted something. But I'm being shown that the gift is what you're creating for yourself, what you are creating for yourself. And this can also be about extending forgiveness to someone who is returning. It can be that as well. But there's some kind of reparation that is happening this week for sure. Hmm. With the number 9, they're showing me that there is a pattern that is at the point of completion. So when they were referring to also the idea of a pattern returning, sometimes, which is not as much spoken about with Mercury retrograde, or, this could happen at any point in your life, but they're showing it to me about this point in time where patterns can reemerge for the sole intention to be repaired, right? Not to drive you mad, not to punish you, not to show you that you can't get over something. I think that sometimes the way that we look at patterns of self sabotage is coming up. They're telling me. I was going to say like addictions, like food addictions or sleep addiction or TV addictions or phone addictions. They're saying yes, but a lot of the patterns in this particular group may be around self sabotage. And when they come up, the reaction is further self sabotage. There's a reaction of, why am I doing this? I'm so stupid, or what's wrong with me? And there's further punishment. So there's a kind of, I'm hearing fuel to the fire. You're adding fuel to the fire. And now they're tuning me into the stone rhodochrosite. And guys, I'm sorry if I'm speaking a little quickly, and I do that in my reading sometimes. I do it with my patients too, and I apologize. When I get downloads, they come so quickly that I almost like can't keep up with the messages. So I'll ask my guides to slow down, but if I slow down too much, then my own thoughts get in the way. So if you can bear with me, I appreciate that. So they're guiding me to the rhodochrosite, which is a profound stone of emotional healing, of emotional healing. So there is something about self-love, like they're showing it to me that this is like a mixture. It's not literally, this is just what they're showing me, of like rose quartz and black obsidian or term of black tourmaline. So it's like there's a part of you that wants your heart to be open, but at the same time, you're constantly in a state of self protection. And these are kind of like knocking into each other. So there's this pattern of like desiring more connection within the self and between yourself and others, but constantly feeling the need to protect yourself. And they're also showing the pattern of self sabotage in that. Like you want to move forward in your life, but there is a feeling that like I can't or I won't allow myself. And they're just asking to show yourself a bit more compassion in your personal evolution at this time, because over the course of this week, you will have opportunities wherein an old pattern may emerge. And this is actually making me emotional. They're asking that when you notice it, to first bring your awareness that it's there. And then when you notice it, to be kind. Oh, hello, old pattern. I see you. Thank you, but you're not needed anymore. Right? That's how they're showing it to me, to bring a little kindness and compassion to yourself, because when you do that, you actually help break the pattern. You do not break these patterns by arguing with yourself, battling, putting yourself down, self-denigration. That punishment does not actually alter the pattern so that a wound is healed. It just shoves the the pattern down for a moment by way of fear, only for it to come back again. Because fear does not heal wounds. Okay, love does. Love does. So I am being guided to tell you guys that if you've been experiencing self-sabotage, if you have emotional traumas that feel like they're still sticky, this stone may really call to you now. Rhodochrosite, rhodochrosite. Okay, it's different than rhodonite, so just be careful. They look very similar. But rhodochrosite is the stone that might be helpful for you at this time. Mm-hmm. And they're saying that as you emotionally heal from these patterns, from these relationships, that there is going to be, I'm hearing a subtle transformation. So it's almost like this butterfly is sort of in the background of this card, right? But what they're showing me as the primary point is this tree in the middle. When you strengthen yourself through reparations of conflicts, of self-hatred, of self-sabotage, where you begin to bring up forgiveness and love and compassion, okay? There's going to be this subtle transformation towards the end of the week. So that if you can imagine yourself engaging with yourself in this loving way, should a pattern emerge or you're extending an ask for forgiveness, to sort of have humility in those moments, but coupled with compassion. You will find that by the end of the week, you're going to start to feel a release, a subtle but powerful release. And this will move you into your sort of next step of transformation. I do feel like a lot of people talk about transformations as these like huge chapters and, oh my God, you're turning over a huge new leaf. And of course, while that does happen, sometimes we have more subtle transformations, and they're telling me that those can be more impactful than the ones where you like pick up your whole life and you move to another city or state, or you like leave a relationship, or you take a new career path. Sometimes it's these more subtle transformative moments that have, I'm hearing the longer lasting effects, the longer lasting effects. How beautiful. So we're going to pull some tea leaves to get a little bit more information for the week. It's not going to be such a long reading. Okay. That's a very powerful message for this group. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. I felt that happening, like the cards just flying out. Yeah, it feels like once this occurs, I feel like your life is going to move forward fairly quickly. Like I feel like this might be like a stuck energy around you or in you right now. And I feel like this week you're going to be, I'm hearing summoned for change, summoned for change. Wow, look at that. We have the goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Absolutely. Let's claim that. Drop a little fish below if you want to claim that. I would drop a little fish if this were my reading. Increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. I think that, no, I don't think. They're saying that that is validation of the message that they just gave, that as this occurs this week, these, as we just talked about, right, the shifts in the patterns and the relationships, even they're saying, even if it doesn't happen tangibly where you're talking to somebody or you're immediately extending awareness or opening up awareness to a certain pattern or thing or situation, it's just your intention. Like if you just have the intention this week to extend more forgiveness to others, accepting forgiveness, being kinder and more gentle with yourself, opening up to receive, opening up to allow yourself to extend something to others that allows them to heal something, that will bring in material wealth and spiritual growth this week. Yeah, like I feel like if you guys listen to this message early in the week and that happens at the end of the week, won't you come back and tell me? Yeah, I feel like there's something important about proclaiming this to the world. Like, I'm ready to receive. Okay. What else? The claw, be careful, do not take risks. Okay, that's interesting because it does feel like this claw feels like someone grabbing from the past. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like somebody who may return, may put out their hand to you, and it's about taking something. So just be aware, like if somebody from your past comes back, wherein you might have like given of yourself a lot and you didn't receive very much. Like, just be aware, like, are you in the same frequency with that person? Are they still wanting to take from you? um, I don't think that this is a message so much about taking risks in general. I just feel like with the number 9 here, there's just something closing out, and with Mercury retrograde, there might be something coming up to sort of test you, or for like the final goodbye. And I just think it is going to be important for you to say no if like your heart is saying no. Whoops. Wow, I feel like the cards are just falling all over the place. I do feel like by the end of this week, there's going to be a lot of movement for you guys. Okay. Okay. And then we have the dog, protection from a powerful friend. How beautiful is that? We did talk about protection within the road across site, and that was from within you. I feel like the protection from a powerful friend is actually you being your own friend, I have to tell you. But this could be a literal message where someone who comes back from the past is actually an old friend, and they may serve like an important purpose in your life right now. This is a little bit weird. I'm hearing the word teacher. So a teacher of some sort. This could be like in a school setting, but it could actually also be like a non-traditional teacher. It could be like a spirit guide. It can be just someone who crosses your path. It may even be an animal. May sort of show up in your life at this time to bring guidance. This might be somebody who will help you with some of the circumstances that you're facing at the moment. Yeah, I'm not sure how that resonates for you guys or in what way, but they're telling me to take from the other side here. But yeah, some kind of teacher. I am seeing that for some of you that you will be taking some kind of class in the coming weeks, and the teacher is going to serve as like a guide in some way, like even beyond the class. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing like they're going to offer you insights about things that feel confused to you right now. And like you don't see it coming, but to have your heart be open to that. And then we have the hand. How interesting. So we talked about someone extending their hand at the beginning. Thank you, Spirit, for the validation. In need of help, assistance, and guidance, for sure. This is very interesting, actually. So yeah, so you might extend your hand to somebody because you need assistance and guidance in some way, but someone might actually reach out to you, and this may be a way of you showing them how to heal. And I'm saying this because on the palm is an M. Can you guys see that? So I have an M on my palm. I have it on both, actually. I don't know if you can see, I have very faint lines. But when you have two M's in particular, but even one M, that's a mark of a healer. That's a mark of a healer. So I might be speaking to a group of healers. You might actually do some healing work that will help a friend this week. You might also be healing someone by way of forgiveness this week. Okay. You might also be learning to self-heal. I do think that for this group, it's a combination of healing between yourself and others and healing yourself. Okay, you guys, so that's your reading. It's a short and sweet one this week. If it resonated, please give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow. And leave a comment. Leave a little goldfish if you want to increase your material wealth and spiritual growth this week. I do feel like by way of us healing wounds and healing patterns, we do bring in more abundance. We do bring in more health, wealth, and happiness. So, drop that goldfish or a little fish down below if you want to claim that. Okay, if nothing else, I so look forward to connecting with you guys in the next reading. So much love to you all and many blessings. Take good care. Welcome, group number 2. So we are doing a reading about your week ahead, asking Spirit for any messages of guidance, of love, or insight for the week ahead. And very interestingly, you guys have the number 7. So I feel like this might be a pivotal week of growth and change for you this week. 7 can also be a card of like secrecy and like things going on behind the scenes. And like they're showing this clear quartz to me as like a sword. So I'm getting like 7 of sword energy. But don't worry, they're actually showing it to me as it being upside down. So it feels like, okay, so they're asking me to slow down and just to get the full message. Okay, so this actually feels a little bit spiritual for the first message. Just bear with me. If it doesn't resonate, just bear with me. I'll get to more grounded messages in a second. Um, so I clear contracts for people from past lives, and the contracts often look like this. So it does feel like for you guys, you are burning away contracts or karmic binds, I'm hearing, from past lives where maybe you have had people steal. I'm hearing stealing things from you. Wow, that just came out like they just put that in my mouth. And I'm hearing that you might have repeated that in this life where you like lost money, I'm hearing, or where people have stolen from you. I'm so sorry if you've experienced that, but I'm getting a very clear message about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm hearing that these contracts are being burned right now. I'm feeling a dragon coming in to help. Sorry, this is coming out of nowhere, you guys. I don't mean to apologize, actually. That's just what's coming in. So there's a very large orange dragon who's coming in to burn away old contracts that are binding you to this pattern of like losing money, being in poverty consciousness, feeling like you don't ever quite have enough. Mm-hmm. So you can actually just say in your own heart and in your own mind, I consent to a divine and sacred dragon to burn away contracts that bind me to negative karma. Okay, you can say that. I call in divine and sacred dragons, this orange dragon. He came up in a previous reading. His name is Helios. It's interesting. Never really thought that I would see him again, but there he is. To burn away any karmic ties, binds to any negative experiences I have with money, So I feel like this is going to be a powerful week of change for you guys, where like that energy is going to come to a hard stop. I'm hearing, my goodness, a hard stop. And you're coming into a sacred contract with money this week, a sacred contract with money. So something more auspicious, a vibration of wealth and financial gain is coming in this week. Wow, how amazing is that? Yeah, I'm hearing sign on the dotted line, sign on the dotted line. So you can put like a little money signal down below, an emoji down below if you want to claim this message. I would claim this message too. Yeah, and they're alerting me to this part in the car that I never saw before. It looks like some kind of labyrinth. Yeah, so I'm getting the sense that like some of you have really been feeling like you are in some kind of maze when it comes to financial stability. They're giving me a term right now. Just one second, please. Spinning your wheels. Yeah. It just feels like you've just been in this revolution of like gain and loss, gain and loss, gain and loss. That's how they're showing it to me. They're showing it to me like like sand through my fingertips, through my fingers. Sorry, some of you guys know that I'm not so articulate when I start channeling. It's hard to put to words when the energy is so intense. It's pretty intense. Yeah, and I'm hearing like 7,000 years. Like there's some kind of, I'm hearing like ancestral curse or spell. Yeah, so this might, it looks through the father side, I'm seeing, through the father side. Yeah, so it's to clear through the father's lineage, issues with money. Yeah, I'm just seeing like, yeah, the sand through my fingers, it's like you can't hold on to anything. Yeah, and I'm also hearing the word homelessness. My God, if any of you guys have experienced that, like I just want to ask the archangels of abundance to please repair this now. Okay, the dragons are repairing it, but there's an archangel of abundance. I don't know. I'm hearing Archangel Raziel. I don't know if that's the archangel of abundance. I don't think so, but that's the one that is showing up right now. So you might want to look up Archangel Raziel. But that archangel is coming through for this group right now. Wow. A lot of past life karma is being cleared for this group. And so now they're showing me the number 7 as wealth and good luck. So this week you might have some wealth and good luck. And they're showing this feather to me as a potential serendipitous sign that wealth is incoming. So if you guys do see a feather this week, you'll know that that is where I'm hearing the tides are turning, the tides are turning. Okay, and you're finally getting out of this maze. You're finally finding your way out. Yeah, they're showing like a little mouse in a maze that has found his way out, and now he's free. They're just telling me to inspect the card a little bit more. Okay, this is such a beautiful message, you guys. So there's nothing on this contract. Do you see? So they're saying two things about that. Number one, they're saying that there's an illusion of poverty consciousness. So for some of you who have been in this state for a long period of time, it's like you don't even know what the feeling of wealth is or abundance. For some of you, this is actually about health, I'm seeing. But most of you, it's about wealth and about money. And so they're asking you to sort of close your eyes and imagine the feeling of being utterly wealthy in whatever way calls to you in your life right now. Because they want you to feel the energy, like what is the emotional experience of having abundance. And I'm hearing like familiarize yourself with that energy. And they're saying to do this specifically before you go to sleep at night, to close your eyes and bring in this energy and this feeling of wealth and abundance so that it can sort of move into your subconscious seamlessly as you go to sleep. Sorry, I just needed a drink there. There's a lot of messages for this group. So I asked them about frequencies that you can put on before you go to sleep. And interestingly, they said for any of you who listen to subliminals to bring in abundance, they want you to take a moment before you press play to tune into the content creator of that subliminal channel and ask if it's right for you. And just immediately go with your intuition. So they're saying like you might hear a yes or no in your head, or you might feel like an energy moving down into your belly, which would be a no, or rising through your heart chakra and up through your head, that would be a yes. Because they're saying some of you are listening to a channel that has a vibration that is not in alignment for your highest and best good, okay? And nothing to scare you, it's no big damage, it's just, it's not helping you, okay? Okay, so let's get some tea leaves. Let's get some tea leaves, you guys. What other messages for this lovely group number 2, Spirit, do we have for the group for the week ahead? So we have the boot. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Interesting. Okay, so that's interesting. So, the message on the card is about increasing your efforts if you want to achieve your goals, which presumably would be about going forward. Right? So in my readings, going forward would be this way, right? Left to right. But the boot is facing back. So I feel, okay, let me just ask Spirit. Yeah, so they're telling me it is confirmation that your energy right now is sort of towards the past or tying you to the past, so that it doesn't really matter if you increase your efforts, your energy is like getting pulled this way. Okay, so the boot needs to go this way, in essence, moving this way. I don't want to turn it upside down because the energy is correct where you want to be moving forward. Okay, so I'm going to put it over here. But I want you to sort of recognize that it isn't about doing more to achieve wealth. It's about changing the energy and your perspective of wealth and about achieving your goals that is going to help you reach that. I just heard the word Plymouth for some reason. It's not a word I normally use. But to reach that vertex, right? It's not a big uphill climb. It's about bringing into your awareness and your consciousness the idea that everything you set out to achieve will be achieved. That's so interesting. And now they're showing us the valley, deep personal strength and peace that assures success. How beautiful and serendipitous is that? They just said you do not have a mountain to climb. And now they're confirming that with the valley card. You could be in a valley and you still have deep personal strength and peace. And that assures success. So they are reiterating the idea that it is this energy of knowing your personal strength, knowing that you are at a state of peace, of openness, that you're open to receiving. A lot of people are in a state of poverty consciousness because they are not able to receive. A lot of giving to others is kind of like a defense mechanism because there is some consternation or discomfort with being in one's own energy. It's similar to people who talk a lot, right? They don't mean to sort of overburden people with their words, or if they talk a lot because they're giving advice. Yeah, sometimes it's a download and we talk a lot because there's a download. But sometimes people incessantly speak because there is a divergence from being in their own personal energy, because there's something emotional or challenged within that needs some kind of healing, and that brings up some kind of discomfort. So the guidance today is that like you will reach your goal, and there's no effort, there's no fighting, there's no seven of swords, there's nothing manipulative going on. We actually clear that at the beginning of this session. It's actually knowing your personal strength, knowing that you are safe, you are in a state of security. They're giving me the word security now, actually, to feel into a state of security that assures the ultimate success. What a profound and beautiful message. So now they're telling me to go to the other side of the deck. Wow, what a lovely, lovely message for you guys. What else, Spirit, for this group that they need to know about the week ahead? Okay, look at that. Flowers, happiness. So please, dear ones, really cultivate that feeling of happiness, of abundance. Really cultivate that. You might actually see a little bird this week, again, with the feathers, the birds. I do think that that's going to be your sign this week. Please do drop a feather down below if that resonates. If you have been seeing feathers or you've been seeing birds, I feel like that's going to be a very pronounced sign for you this week of incoming abundance. And what else, Spirit? Ooh, those just fell out. I saw the word hills, so we are going to take it because we have valleys, mountains, and hills. So obstacles to overcome. So I do feel like the hills are reiteration that these are not mountains. They're just little bumps, little bumps. And they're telling me to remind you guys that when you get closer and closer to abundance, when you get closer and closer to happiness, when you call in more of your light, there can be moments where it feels like something is jarring, something is getting stuck. And sometimes they're called tests, but I like to see them more as opportunities to strengthen that light and that fortitude that you've already cultivated. So it's like, let's say you run like 1 mile every single day, okay? And you get so good at it that like you don't have that like heart rate that like burns calories and cardiovascularly strengthens your heart, okay? And then you might need to run a little faster, or you might need to like jump hurdles or run up hills. They're showing it to me like that, where, you know, the more you cultivate this inner strength and fortitude, you might need an obstacle in quotes or something in your path to strengthen what you've already built. That's how they're showing it to me. So it's not a true obstacle. They want you to look upon these obstacles as more like opportunities to strengthen your will, your resolve to move forward. And I'm hearing upward and out, upward and out, upward and out. They just said something else to me and I can't remember. I just lost that insight. I'm sorry. Yeah. So there just is something about this week where, you know, you're really coming out of like some kind of ties that have felt like they're binding to you. And the guidance today is really about shifting your perspective and simultaneously being aware of your energy at this time. What are you feeling? What is your personal experience right now around financial wealth, around abundance, around calling in happiness? And really begin to refine that, really begin to feel into what that would feel like and refine it so that it's closer and closer and closer to what you ultimately desire. And finally, they're showing me like some of these obstacles are just beliefs in your subconscious, like ideas that you have, wherein like even if right now you're exercising this idea of like what would it feel like to have ultimate wealth, it might be difficult for you. Like the obstacle might be that you have a belief, well, like this is never going to happen for me. I almost can't even call it in. So they're asking you to like just sit with that for a little bit. It's kind of like if like you're massaging somebody and like you're just trying to massage the knot, the knot will not give, right? Sometimes you just have to press on that tight muscle, like just press and wait for it to release. You can't keep digging at it and digging at the shoulders and so on. You won't get anywhere. Just like they said earlier, like working really hard is not really the goal this week. It's really about like sitting with the tight energy and waiting for it to release. So let's say you go into this exercise before you go to sleep, where you feel yourself in a state of wealth and abundance, and like some little nagging thought comes in that's like, nope, that's not going to happen, or I'm wasting my time. Don't fight it. Just watch it go across the screen of your mind. Okay? Thanks, no thanks. And then return to the exercise again. Okay? So it's really becoming aware of these beliefs or ideas that you've held on to for a long time that maybe you haven't been aware of, that are creating a sense of getting stuck, or like something is in your way to achieve your goals. And Spirit is just saying, just look upon them with a bit of grace, right? They probably were created during a period of time where you needed them, where you needed to like stop, and take stock of things, and that helped you at a point in time. So don't get angry at them. Just compassionately say farewell. Thank you so much for helping me until this point. I no longer need your help. Bye-bye. And then return to that energy of wealth and happiness. Okay, you guys, that's your message for today and for this week. I really hope it resonated. If it did, I would so appreciate a thumbs up, a like. That really helps my channel grow. And subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to connect with you. So if nothing else, I send you guys so much love and so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very, very good care. Welcome, group number 3. So I'm so excited to bring forth a reading for you guys about the week ahead. So you guys chose the 63 card, the Winter's Dream Gestation Period. I think this card is so beautiful. My God. Okay, with the amethyst here. Okay, so the first thing that's coming up is the number 9 here, okay? And it's coming up as in 2 different ways. One, it's coming up as the number of completion. So this week, it seems like you are coming out of one phase and entering another. And with the Winter's Dream here, it feels like perhaps you've been in a period of hibernation, of gestation. So it's not just rest, but gestating, like something is actually growing, something has been growing, something has been coming back to life. Okay. And it's a transformative spirit. So it's not like you're just resting and you're getting back to work or something like this. It's actually where something new has been forming. Like you've been working on something, you've been thinking about something. They're saying brainstorming. So it's like something's been going on within you that's now going to start to take shape. Okay. They also are showing this number to me as like the Tesla number, 369, as this very high vibrational number where you're sort of taking something from the gestation period and you're bringing it into life, and it's going to have some kind of magical quality to it. Something very spirited, something I'm hearing very layered, very layered. So this could be like a book that you're writing or poetry I'm hearing that has like levels of meaning to it. I'm also seeing this as music, like layered music. I'm hearing the word subliminals. So maybe you guys, someone's working on subliminals right now, where you have like a track, sort of overlapping. I don't know what the word is, over the subliminals, or frequencies beneath, like overarching music. Very interesting. Yeah, and this is also about where they're saying like the gestation period has been about like meditation, cultivating your psychic abilities, your psychic gifts inside, like maybe drawing cards for yourself, maybe communicating with spirit, maybe having lucid dreaming, some such like activity or experience where this has been taking more shape and now it's going to sort of unfold into the world. So they're showing me like this snail as sort of a spiral that's going to now unfold. Okay. So you're going to bring that, whatever these things are, into the world. So it's coming from a place from within, and now tangibly you're bringing it out into the world. Yeah, there's definitely something birthing itself. And they're like alerting me to the cold here, like the icicles here, like that something is defrosting, they're saying. So you might have been through like a period of heartache or heartbreak where like your heart is kind of like defrosting now, where like you're warming back to life, where like this gestation period or this period of rest has not only been about rest, but maybe about grief or about heartache or heartbreak. And like this week, you're starting to come back to life. Like your heart is beginning to thaw and you're starting to open up to your life again. Like things are flowering. Mm-hmm. They're also giving me a message about how something that you're building or you're, that's something that is in this gestation period of where you're working on something. I'm hearing like tinkering around with. I don't know if like you're actually like building something. I'm hearing like clanking metals. I don't really know what that means. It looks almost like a what's it called? A tool room or like a welding. I'm hearing. Yeah, it could be like something alchemical. It's a very interesting image they're giving me. I don't know. Any of you guys work with metals or could also be woodworking, but I am hearing the clanking of metals in particular. So they're saying like something that you guys are building or you're working on right now is going to take shape by winter, okay, by January. So that they're giving me like a timeline for this group. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's something very magical about this group and what you're building and what you're creating. I'm feeling like a lot of creative spirit with this group, right? Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't notice this before, but they're showing there's like little stars on this person's arms, and they're giving two different messages. I've never seen that before. One is that like some of you, I don't know if any of you are tattoo artists. Wow, that's very specific. Because I was going to say someone may be getting a tattoo this week, or will be getting a tattoo shortly, or you've been sitting on getting a tattoo. Um, but they actually just alerted to me that maybe somebody is learning how to give tattoos. I'm also hearing the word henna, so this could be like henna tattoos. Please let me know down below if that's you. You can drop a star if you resonate with getting or giving tattoos. They're also alerting me to the idea of like wish fulfillment, as in like the star card. Yeah, where something that you've been wanting to come to life, that has felt like it hasn't like taken off, is going to start building momentum this week. It's going to start to take off this week. Yeah, like they're showing it to me like a YouTube channel, even like where it feels like you've just been getting like one or two views, and like if I'm hearing the word algorithm, so like you're learning how YouTube works and you're learning about the algorithm and what works and what doesn't, and like your channel will start getting more views this week. Yeah, and they're showing it to me in other ventures that you guys have created. I'm hearing the word entrepreneurial. So it's like something that you've wanted for your business or something for your work or career, it's sort of like been slow going, like with the snail hair, it's been like slow going. But they're saying like this is going to thaw out. This is going to start to take shape. Things are starting to speed up. Okay. But it's not like quick and furious, they're giving me. But it's not slow and steady anymore. There's going to be a gradual momentum that is building starting this week, which is really exciting. Yeah. And they're saying, like, to mark the success of this sort of taking off, some of you might get a tattoo, some of you might get like some kind of star. I don't know. It's like some kind of artwork. sort of as a gift to yourself in some sort of way. They are highlighting the letter G to me. I don't know why. I'm hearing Giselle, and I'm also hearing geyser. I don't know if any of you are like drinking crystal geyser water, or like there's like a geyser of water nearby. I don't know why they just gave that to me, but I just heard that very clearly. Yeah, and I'm just hearing like G names. They're giving me a name, but it's a long name. Geraldine. Geraldine. Wow. Okay. Can't believe I was able to make that out. So I don't know if there's a Geraldine here or a Gerald. Welcome if that's you, but I'm hearing a lot of G names. Okay. 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 So they're telling me to draw the cards. Okay. Group number 3. Spirit, please give us highest and best messages for group number 3 for the week ahead. Show us clearly, please. So we're using the tea leaves here. Oh, and I forgot to mention for the other groups, this is the Shaman's Dream, right? Yeah, this is the Shaman's Dream Oracle. And now we're pulling from the tea leaves. Okay, so we have, interesting. Okay, so we have arrow. You're on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. How beautiful. So that is such a beautiful validation and verification of what they were just saying about how things are taking off. I love that the arrow is moving forward. Okay. It's funny because they're showing like this to me as almost like a moon, where it's been like moon. They're showing it to me as a moon and a sun. Like the days are going and going. And it's like, when is this going to take off? Now. That's the arrow. Maybe some Sagittarians are here, some Sages. I'm hearing Sag North Node. Any of you guys have Sagittarian North Nodes? Yeah, because you're really taking off now. It might also be Sag Ascendant. Or any Sages, but yeah, those are the 2 that they're highlighting. Yeah, so you're really taking off this week. So any of you who have been feeling like things have been slow going, there's definitely some momentum building this week. Let me ask about this wall here for a moment. Misunderstanding. Very interesting. So they're showing it to me with the wall here that, okay, there might be literal, okay, they're telling me not to go so fast. Okay, so there might be a little blip on the radar, and they're saying like literally just a blip on the radar this week, where it's like, you might ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Is this right? Like you might put something out and it might not be exactly well received. It's just a misunderstanding. They're saying that with Mercury retrograde this month, you might have some misunderstandings like this, and not to fret, okay, not to be concerned. You might have like a little, like a hairy moment. They're giving me a little blip on the radar. Do not be concerned, okay? It's not a real wall. It's not anything big terrain that you have to traverse or something that you have to climb. Don't pay any mind to it. They're just saying, don't give your energy to anything that sort of like looks like it went awry. It's not going awry. It's just sometimes the energies abound, push things in different directions that we're not wanting or needing, and it doesn't mean all that much. So there is a message here to you guys about not assigning so much meaning to everything. You guys might be over analyzing these misunderstandings or these blips on the radar. So I feel like for this group, it's like to get out of your mind a little bit and to trust more. Trust in your path. I'm hearing trust in your genius. How beautiful. Wow. Trust in your genius. So you guys are really, there's something unfolding for you guys this week that is a spark of genius is coming from some great remembrance I'm hearing, which actually came up in that very unusual reading that I did this weekend for a select few. It was called For the Enlightened Ones. I feel like that might be right for you guys, given that you have the 369 here. But anyway, there was something about the great remembrance in that reading, and it's about remembering your gifts. And I feel like this is unfolding for this group this week, okay? But don't pay a lot of mind to any little blips on the radar where it's like if your channel, one of your, videos don't get a lot of views, or like, this week you don't get a lot of clients or some such thing. Don't worry about it. It's going to turn around, okay? The arrow is the overarching energy coming out of the gestation period. Beautiful. Okay, Spirit, what else for group number 3? Ooh, we got the bow. You are highly thought of. Okay, so they're showing this to me as like some of your clients or viewers or people who, like your customers or people that you're going to be working with, they're showing it to me as like they're aware of you, but they haven't contacted you yet. Okay. So they're showing it to me like this person is faced away from you, but you are thought of. They are aware of you, but they haven't contacted you yet. So some of you actually might have had an interview, or you might have connected with somebody like in an intimate way recently, but they haven't reached back out. Like Spirit is saying, like, just wait a little bit more, okay? Because the energy of Mercury retrograde is happening right now. I think this is like the foreshadowing to Mercury retrograde, and like that's affecting people's actions right now. So this is guidance to this group to remember, like, people are aware of you, okay? Just because the action hasn't been taken yet, don't don't be concerned with that. Just, I'm hearing, hold tight. Hold tight, be patient. They're going to come around. So I feel like by the end of this week, you might get a text, you might get a message, you might get a view, you might get a comment, you might have someone pay for a service or buy one of your products. And it's kind of going to feel like it came out of nowhere because you had a lull, some kind of lull. Okay. I'm begging you guys, if this happens, no, they're correcting me. When this happens, please come back to this reading and comment. Please share your story. Whoop. Okay. And we're ending the reading with the beetle. Good fortune. Yay. Beautiful. Good fortune. So, like, if this is your reading, if you want to claim your good fortune that is definitely coming in at the end of this week, please drop a 369 down below or a thumbs up, whatever feels good to you. An arrow would work. I don't know. I feel like 369 is really like this reading. It's very spiritually guided. I feel like, again, with the Tesla, there's genius in this group. You guys are definitely closing out the week with some good fortune. So just remember, you are coming out of this gestation period. You have cultivated something magical, something genius, something wondrous, and your heart is thawing out, your business is thawing out, and you're on the right path. Things are taking shape this week, okay? People may not have shown up just yet, but they are coming. And by the end of this week, you have the beetle, you have the good fortune, okay? And please let me know if any of you have a G name or you're any Sages. Please let me know down below. That would be pretty cool validation of this reading. Okay, dear ones, so that's the end of the reading for this week. It looks like a really good one. So if it resonated, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And if nothing else, I send you guys so much love and so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very good care.